Hey, what is up, bubs? I'm Hassan, and you're watching The Basic Concept, where I bring you guys educational videos about personal growth, personal finance, and money. So in today's video, I want to talk to you guys about the stimulus, what it is, what's in it, and how it's divided up for various payouts, such as bailouts and loans. And finally, I want to break down how you might be qualified to get $1,700 as part of the stimulus. So let's break down why the stimulus is even a thing. With the current pandemic and the illness that's going around, a lot of people are actually jobless. Think about restaurant workers who rely on their tips, bartenders, and really anybody whose job has been deemed non-essential. Now, this number is not a small number by any means. There's a huge number of population that is unable to provide for their families for food, shelter, or basic necessities. Additionally, the economy suffers even more because there's less and less places for you to spend your money, being that everything is shut down. So the stimulus really is twofold. One, to provide people with basic living, and two, to try and boost the economy by bringing some trust back into the investors. So, what does the stimulus include? Now, the total money included in this stimulus bill is around $2 trillion. It's designed to stabilize and perhaps protect the economy. It includes corporate bailouts, corporate loans, and certain other benefits for specific industries and companies. And it also includes a direct payment to you, the US citizen. So let's break down how the money is divided up. So the first up is $500 billion that is set aside for companies to borrow from. Now, these loans are not just giveaways, they do have to be paid back, and there are certain restrictions around them as well. For example, a company participating in these type of loans cannot offer a dividend payment for up to a year after the loans are paid off. Now, this allows the companies to keep their profits and build value back into their shares. Another restriction is the companies are not allowed to do any buybacks of their share. Now, this is in place because they want the intrinsic value of the stock to go up, not the artificial one. If the company was allowed to do buybacks, there would be less outstanding shares of that same company, thus increasing the supply and demand, which artificially increases their value of their stocks, not intrinsically. Next up is another $50 billion that are set aside for a specific airline industry. Now, this is set in place because this industry has been hit hard because of the illness, the restrictions on traveling, and also some bans for traveling as well. Next is another $360 billion set aside for small businesses, which I believe the definition for them is 500 employees or less. Now, during these times, small businesses are hit hard the most. Now, some of these small businesses operate on a day-to-day, a week-to-week, or a month-to-month budget, which means that during these time of crisis, they do not have backup funds to do payroll, pay utilities, etc. This is not to say that just because they don't have emergency funds or bad business models, it's just the timing is really awful for them. Mainly because a lot of people are not comfortable at this moment, or even some places not even allowed to go shop. Small businesses. And in these times, for a small business, it's next to impossible to continue paying their employees. Next is $150 billion worth of loans set aside for state and local government. Now, this is to allow governments to continuously run and provide infrastructure and support to first responders and healthcare, and continuously provide other supports such as policing the parks, the beaches, and other public areas. Next up is another $100 billion that is set aside for hospitals and healthcare facilities. Now, this provides them additional resources so they can continue to run and not get overrun. Next is unemployment benefits. Now, these are increasing by up to $600 a week. Now, these are not being replaced, they're just in addition to whatever the state is already paying you. And finally, a direct deposit to lower and middle income Americans. This is a hefty sum of the stimulus. It pays out between $0 and $1,700. So how do you qualify and how much do you get? The biggest requirement is having a US Social Security number. After that, the payout is broken down to how much you made in 2018 or 2019 tax year. I'm assuming they stated both of the years because some people have not gotten the chance to actually file their taxes for 2019. So in that case, they'll probably refer to the prior year of 2018. Anyways, here's how it works. If you made under $75,000 last year and you're filing individually, you would receive $1,200. So if you made over $75,000, every $100 that you made above that, your payout is reduced by $5. So if you do the math, at $80,000, your payout would be $950. At $85,000, your payout would be $700. If you made $90,000, your payout would be $450. $95,000 gets you $200. And unfortunately, anybody making over $99,000 would not benefit from the stimulus. Now, there is a similar chart for people filing jointly. The only difference that I saw was that you start getting diminishing returns after $150,000 of combined salary, which really is the same as two people making $75,000 individually. Now, one bonus to this one is that if you have children under the age of 17, you will get an additional $500 per child. So the total amount an individual can receive from the stimulus is $1,700. Now, if you didn't have a job or relied on other benefits from the state or the government, you still do qualify. Now, I will leave the link to the bill in the description below. Once the president signs the bill into reality, I might do an update video based on how many things have changed. Let me know in the comment section below if this video was helpful in breaking down the bill. Additionally, if you have any questions, leave them in the comment below as well, and I'll try my best to answer them. If you haven't done so, subscribe to the channel. I post new videos about personal growth, personal finance, and money every Monday. And as always, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.